Scribe Kieran Gillen and artists James McKelvey and Mike Norton bring us the much anticipated Young Avengers #1.
We get our second incarnation of X-Force with Uncanny X-Force #1.
And it's date night in Wolverine and the X-Men at #24. Okay, so it's finally here.
Yes,
Let's not beat around the bush here. I've been excited for this book for months since it was announced. In fact, we found out of its announcement on this show. Like, we reported the news.
We did.
It was like our first week of shows.
Yep.
Here it is. I am dying to know what you thought of Young Avengers #1 and the beautiful Brian Lee O'Malley.
Brian Lee O'Malley.
We've already talked so much about.
Yeah, we don't need to go into that, although it is fantastic.
So tell me how much you love this book.
I do love this book. There's this, having never read any Young Avengers.
Yeah, well, that's the interesting.
I've never heard of.
Sorry.
You ruined its value.
So excited.
I've never heard of Hulkling. I know of Wiccan. Didn't know he was the son of Scarlet Witch, who I also don't know much about, as we discovered on the first episode. Callback. I actually have no idea who the girl is on the spaceship because they don't tell us.
Yeah, well, Kate Bishop of Earth.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, she's Hawkeye.
Oh, well, there you go. That makes sense. So I had no idea who any of these characters were except for Kid Loki, and they don't really explain much about who the characters are in this issue, but I don't care at the same time. It's still really easy to just jump on board straight away. And I mean, this title page that you get, where you can read this one page in so many different ways. Like, you can go around it that way, and it still makes sense. That takes craft to be able to do something of that much skill. The characters are really well written. The art style is really good. This book is just hitting all the right notes in its first issue, quite frankly. I mean, I'm going to leave you to rabble on further about it because I know you have so much to say.
I mean, I'm almost not quite ready to talk about it.
It's still not sunk in that it's arrived.
I've read it 3 times. I just can't. Do you know what the interesting thing it did do? It made me kind of look on all the other books, something, and it's just, you're all inadequate. I
don't know if I thought that.
It made me just want to. It made me look at my pull list a second time. Let's say that, because the skills at work, the qualities at work here, on both a writerly and an artistic level, are just like unbelievable. Yeah, you're right. They didn't spend much time saying this is who this character is. This is who this character is. Although they sort of did with Hulkling and Wiccan when Hulkling recounts the whole of both of their histories.
Yeah, you get that.
But the reason they don't need to is because really the biographies of these characters aren't that important at all. What's important is like the youthfulness of them, the style of them, the way that they speak, and the interactions that they have. I thought introducing them all in pairs was really smart. I mean, you don't know a lot about this. I don't know really anything about Kid Loki. I don't know anything about Miss America Chavez. Like, she's new. I loved her. I loved her attitude.
Yeah, that was very cool.
The Hulkling Wiccan stuff made me just like squeal. The stuff where she wakes up on the spaceship and they've had a one-night stand, and she's like, part of me thinks I should be really stupid, but that part of me, I think it's part of me thinks I should be ashamed, but that part of me is stupid. And it's just like, yes, written so right, and he's just rocking out on the spaceship to some 60s. Like, everything about it, it just made me so happy. Such rereadability. The colours in it so bright and youthful, and it felt fresh and exciting and new and fast-paced.
Yeah, I really liked the simplistic colour palette that they used. It's not, and the art style isn't anything too complex. It's not, you know, Lena Yu's scratchy style. It's not Chris Sampsey's style on Daredevil. It's just comic book style 101.
It suits the writing.
Yeah, it really does.
Perfectly. The twist at the end I thought was really cool, and it was really well written, and
leaves it on a bit of a cliffhanger, which is what you need in your first issue.
Honestly, I'm just thrilled. It couldn't have come out any better for me. Like, I just adore it, and it just rose to the top, I think, of pretty much everything I'm reading. So.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic this week. Okay, so our next Marvel Now #1 is the second X-Force book we've reviewed on this show. I can't speak all of a sudden. And it's Uncanny X-Force, written by Sam Humphries and drawn by Ron Garney. Two people who I have no previous knowledge of. And the story centers around Psylocke. She's been, they've disbanded the original X-Force team. She hasn't blended in well at Wolverine's school. And it's basically a kind of introduction to the team as she's slowly assembling it whilst on a mission from Wolverine. It was kind of vague, but it was a mission. And Storm tags along, and we meet new characters to myself, and we get a nice little surprise at the end. So what did you think of Uncanny X-Force #1?
Well, I mean, this Marvel...
Is there any point talking about any other book after Young Avengers?
Well, this Marvel Now stuff is really starting to frustrate me because I was all ready to read this and think to myself what I thought about Hulk and Captain America, which was just like, yeah, that's fine, but I'm buying too much. I can't buy this. This was really good. It was really good. It was really good. we get Storm and we get Psylocke and their interaction at the start. I was like, oh no. Oh no, here we go. I'm going to enjoy this because, again, there's just a confidence sometimes in someone's writing that it just hits you straight away. And those characters, and Elizabeth Braddock is one of those people who can't have nice things, which obviously is such a... It's the perfect line to introduce a character who you've just said. X-Force, Wolverine doesn't want her at her school, she's got nowhere to go, she keeps killing people. And also, when I heard about this title and heard about Storm being in it, I wasn't sure if Storm was really the right fit for an X-Force book. Obviously, I was wrong, because she's a perfect fit. As soon as they get to the club, like, this is such a great feel.
I love that scene when they get to the club and all the way she's been going, I don't kill anymore. Storm, I don't kill anymore. Sees Spiral and goes, revenge!
Revenge! But Storm goes off and she's really kind of in control and cool about it. And I was really interested and engaged. And damn you. Because it's just another really good Marvel Now book that, I'll be picking up.
This is a really great example of how they use a completely different colour scheme. Like, you get the kind of simplicity in Young Avengers, but in X-Force, like, you get the opening flashback sequence with Wolverine, and it's this really muted, but with the purple, because it's Psylocke's flashback, and I really like that. And I've got to say, this book, I was reading it, and I was going, I am enjoying this. I don't know if I'm going to pick up the next, but I am enjoying it, so I don't. And then last page, I'm back. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't read it, but that is one of my favorite members of any incarnation of the X-Men ever. And therefore, I will be continuing to read this book.
Yeah, you're right. They are different, Young Avengers and X-Force, in terms of style and in terms of tone, but they both have a really great rhythm and pace to them. They just seem to...
Oh, there was no dull moment.
Both very, very cool books.
Yeah. It's great because I've never read an X-Force book. I know you've read the previous run. I've never picked it up, and it was very accessible.
And it's interesting this because this is the same for both things. Like, I read the original Young Avengers, so then I go into it with that. But as you said, you don't need to. It's completely... And the same with X-Force. I read the original and I go in with that in mind. And again, as you've said, you don't need it. So I think Marvel now have done a really great job of rebooting without kind of... restarting everything, and also without leaving people feeling alienated.
Yeah, definitely.
The final book we're going to talk about, we've talked about Wolverine and the X-Men before, and it's no coincidence that the last time we talked about Wolverine and the X-Men, it was one of those issues where it's kind of just a one-off. It's the general theme, and this is exactly that. This is one of those X-Men, but where they get downtime.
Yep.
Which usually is just always my favorite thing. And so I made you read it this week. You're not picking up the book as a whole. So I thought we'd talk about this because I think the book in general is fantastic and kind of give you an in with number 24. So what did you think?
I thought, I mean, this is the X-Men's date night.
Yeah.
Everyone's on a date in this book. And I've got to say, I really enjoyed it. I always enjoy this book whenever I pick it up. And it does annoy me that I got to issue 2 and I didn't continue, because my initial annoyance at the hectic page layout and like the style in which it was drawn was very hectic to me. That's all been cleared up now. It's a very, very accessible book, very well written, and as always, Jason Aaron just nails it every time, gets the characters right. Although, one thing that is putting me off Wolverine and the X-Men, I know you will totally disagree with me,
Probably.
like 100% disagree, but I don't like this Wolverine. I don't like head teacher, I'm a sensible person Wolverine.
He isn't a sensible person, it's a front, that's the joke, right?
I know, I like the animalistic berserker Wolverine.
Yeah, but they're always making the jokes, and they're like, yeah, but how can we listen to you when you stab people? And he's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's there and it's present, and yeah.
But it is what Wolverine and the X-Men is doing at the moment, and I think this really needs to be said to anyone who's watching the show who doesn't pick up comic book or who's just getting into comics or anything like that. You don't have to wait for a book to hit #1 to pick it up.
No.
Like Young Avengers, this book could be issue 32, and you still would have had just as good a time, regardless of the reboot or not. You don't need to wait until issues get to #1, because there's this brilliant thing called Wikipedia, for anything you don't know. You can always pick up the trades, back issues, if you are enjoying a story, and writers make their stories accessible and something that you can just jump straight onto, which I think is definitely.
And this is definitely a great jumping on point for Wolverine and the X-Men. It's absolutely fantastic. So pick it up. It's hilarious, funny, all your favorite X-Men, and great, wonderful. And so congratulations to Christopher Drought, who is the winner of last week's giveaway. If you check your inbox, you'll find the download codes for Space Punisher 1 to 4. If you want to win this week's giveaway, we are giving away Wolverine and the X-Men number 24. Great jumping on point, as we've already mentioned. And yeah, just leave a comment down below. We'll pick one at random, and you will be the lucky winner of that.
You will indeed. And stick around for the rest of the week. On Wednesday, we have yet another Versus. We are getting ever so closer to finding out who the greatest superhero is of all time.
Yeah, and on Friday, we have a review of The Dark Knight Returns Part 2. Very excited for that.
We'll see you then.
Oh no, here we go. I'm going to enjoy this.